If you win an NCAA championship in D1, you are likely a threat to make Team USA as one of the world's best. It's exactly what Abby Steiner did, indoors and outdoors in 2022, before going on to become the American champion in the 200-meter dash. But just years before her, there was another woman who ran past everyone at the NCAAs. Sha'Carri Richardson might be a world champion right now, but she first showed us how good she could be by winning the NCAA title in the 100-meter dash as a freshman. So I would argue that if you can win it all, specifically that early, it is not just a victory, it is also a coronation. That means you are now supposed to dominate the world someday, and it's really only a matter of time. If you watch my channel, then you know that I love college track and field, but I really don't spend most of my time talking about the most popular athletes, because honestly, there's a whole bunch of other channels out there who try to do it before I can even get around to making the video, so I don't even bother. Besides, anyone can figure out who is really at the top of the leaderboards. It takes literally no effort, but when an athlete forces me to acknowledge their greatness, I am left with absolutely no choice. So before I go any further, be advised that I do not know the future for any athlete, but what JaMeesia Ford is doing right now is not only a problem for every team in the NCAA, it is also a problem for every fast woman in America who wants to make the Olympic team this summer. Because if she can keep this up in the year 2024, then someone is probably not going to make Team USA who likely deserves to be on it. And they will have a freshman from the University of South Carolina to blame. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. Allow me to go over the facts as I understand them, because like I said, JaMeesia Ford really forced my hand on this one. During the first two meets of her freshman season, JaMeesia Ford ran the 300-meter dash. I saw you in the comments who asked me to address it, but I really didn't pay it any attention because it's not a legitimate race, at least not for championships. But in those two races, she ran the second and fifth fastest times ever recorded in college in that event. She was only 0.03 of a second off of Abby Steiner's collegiate record in the event, and of the women ranked on the all-time list inside the top 5. It includes Sydney McLaughlin-Lavroni and Talitha Diggs. Every woman in the top 5 has won at least one NCAA championship, either before they broke the record or during the season when they did. The only one who hasn't done it yet is JaMeesia Ford, who, remember, is a freshman in her first indoor season. And then in her first indoor 200-meter dash, she ran the collegiate leading time. That is a big deal, but it only really means that she can contend for a national title. It doesn't mean she's a lock to win anything. She lost that lead shortly thereafter, but then she took it back again. Only this time, she ranked 4th fastest all time for the indoor 200-meter dash. The only women ahead of her are Abby Steiner once again, Julian Alfred, and Favor O'Feely. I can't tell you that all of them are NCAA champions, but the only reason is because Favor O'Feely had the unfortunate circumstance of running almost all of her races at the same time Abby Steiner was. But neither of them are in college right now, which means nobody can run with JaMeesia based off what she's shown us on the clock. I don't normally say this, and perhaps you heard it here first, but JaMeesia Ford is the real deal. I won't make any promises about what will happen, but I can sure enough tell you what is supposed to happen. It is clear that as a freshman for the South Carolina Gamecocks, she is the best sprinter in college right now. She's also supposed to win an NCAA championship in the 200-meter dash this season, because nobody's proven yet that they can stop her. If she does, then the clock is ticking for her to make Team USA, because if she wins it all that early, she's basically a lock to do it in the future. Sha'Carri Richardson won the Olympic trials in 2021, which was only 2 years after her freshman year championship season. But remember, there was no 2020 event for her to compete in, and we all know why. Abby didn't win it all as a freshman, but once she did, she went on to become the American champion later that season. To be 100% real with you, we know who Team USA is supposed to send to the Olympics in the women's 200-meter dash. It's Gabby Thomas, Sha'Carri Richardson, and Abby Steiner in no particular order. One is an Olympic medalist already. Another is a world medalist in that event. And the third is an American champion and the collegiate record holder. And as far as that record goes, that's only for right now. The only way JaMeesia Ford makes the team is she basically has to steal a spot from one of the women I just mentioned. But the thing is, she actually has the talent to do it. And excuse me for a moment, but I feel the need to provide a bit more context on why I never saw this one coming. At the high school level, JaMeesia Ford as a senior was a 5-star recruit, but she was actually only ranked 2nd and 4th in the 400 and 200 meter dashes. Those rankings are for her class, not even for the entire nation. That 200 was behind Elise Cooper, the number 2 recruit in the SCA Girls Top 10 for 2025, as well as Deja Hodge and Mia Brahe Pedersen. They are number 3 and number 1 for the class of 2024. Simply put, JaMeesia was not on the short list to compete for an NCAA title as a freshman. Forget about have a conversation about making the Olympic team. For the record, South Carolina doesn't normally get 5-star recruits, and the SCA national list is proof of it. But they do bring in 4-star level athletes, and at the time JaMeesia was recruited, that is exactly what she was as a junior. So what I am trying to tell you is that the come up is real. Rankings don't mean anything after the gun goes off, and JaMeesia Ford is all the proof you'll ever need about it. So allow me to make myself clear. I'm not betting against JaMeesia Ford anymore, because she clearly has a habit of proving the doubters wrong. She went from a 4-star recruit to a legit 5-star in one season of high school. And now she's running past everyone that they put in front of her. She's literally never lost a race in college yet, at least at the time I'm recording this video. And the only women who seem to be competing with her are already in the record books. I told you, I don't know what will happen, but I do know what is supposed to. JaMeesia Ford is my pick to win the NCAA this year in the 200 meter dash, and there's almost nothing you can say to convince me otherwise. But when the Olympic trials come around, she is also supposed to be there in the final. For her to go out and make the Olympic team might be ahead of schedule at 19 years old, but she's also ahead of schedule to dominate the NCAA right now. And all of America's fastest women had better bring their A game, because a freshman from South Carolina University is definitely going to do the same. SCA track and field gear is here. Fast is a lifestyle, and what you wear should reflect that. Order yours at scarecruiting.com/shop, or use the link in the description below. It's a huge support to me and this channel, so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.